Hello, welcome to Exotic Gardening UK, Yorkshire Weekly, and on this week's episode I'm going to show you how to tidy up a palm tree. Behind me we have a wonderful Butia odorata, or as it used to be called, Butia capitata, and it needs pruning, it needs tidying up. In fact, over the last couple of years the ends of the leaves have been clipped back so we can get through on these paths, but it's not been tidied up properly. We've still got these leaf bases or petioles sticking out, looking rather untidy and also a bit of a hazard because they are pretty hard and sharp. So we want to remove these to get a nice clean trunk and still have the beautiful feather leaves above. Now ideally you shouldn't cut back leaves until they have gone brown and hanging down, but sometimes, like the case here, we've cut them off prematurely, i.e. they were still green when I cut them off just so I could get through on this path. But now it's time to actually tidy it up and make it look more handsome and get rid of these potential hazards here. And they've also got some quite sharp thorns on the sides which can easily rip your flesh as well. So the tool I like to use is this type of short saw with a fine teeth, and the reason I like this is it's short enough so when you're sawing backwards and forth you're not banging into too many other things. With a long saw I could be banging into other plants or other leaves that I don't want to cut through, and the fine teeth just make it nice and easy to get a good clean cut as well. We've got various different stages of age of the leaf bases or petioles. So the newest ones are obviously at the top, the oldest ones at the bottom, the newest ones are green, and the oldest ones go to sort of a maroon colour, and at the very base they go sort of a brownish greyish colour. And if they're naturally ready to come away, they'll just fall away naturally, or if you give them a gentle tug they'll come off. None of these are ready to fall off yet, so we're going to have to use a saw to tidy them up. And like I said earlier, I'm going to use this nice saw here with the finely serrated teeth to get a nice clean cut, and we're going to make a horizontal cut to get a nice neat finish. And ideally sort of work from the base upwards. And for this video we're going to start on this one here, so it's sort of almost horizontal, this one, and we're just going to do a horizontal cut. So we're going to get the saw in and we're going to go at this sort of height so it's not too high up. If you do it too high up, basically you're still going to get a bit of the leaf stalk coming out which won't look very neat and tidy. And you can go quite low if you wish, but I find it easiest just to go sort of here and then just do a nice horizontal cut. And I'm wearing gloves because obviously they've got thorns on these petioles here, and I don't want to get my arms scraped, my hands scraped. So just for protection, there we go. Nice clean cut. Lots of detritus there, so I'll just move that away so you can see that's the sort of finish we're looking for. It's a nice horizontal clean cut, and we'll get rid of these, which are quite hefty actually, but they'll go in the compost bin. It's not proper wood because it's a palm tree, it doesn't have a proper woody trunk, but it is still quite a dense fibrous material. So we're going to work our way around the palm tree on this side, neatening it up, and I'll show you the final result in a few minutes time. I've removed all those sticking out petioles that were a bit dangerous, a bit of a hazard, and we've neatened up the base of this palm, exposing the fact that it has actually started to trunk now, this Butia. This is Butia odorata, formerly known as Butia capitata, and it's expanded so much I've had to move the label from where it was, very close to the trunk, to further away so it's not getting squashed by the ever expanding trunk. And doing the cuts, I was doing an uppercut, so I was working from this side rather than going from the top downwards. I was going from the outside straight across, nice horizontal cuts, although the oldest leaves that I should have really cut off a long time ago, I did do a vertical cut down there, and I think it looks quite nice, sort of like the pineapple cut on here. Yes, it's been trimmed too much on this example because of the path situation. Ideally, plant your palms well away from paths so that you don't have to cut off the leaves prematurely. But if you do, this is the technique I'd use, using that fine toothed saw. Nice, clean, horizontal cuts, and you get a nice finish like this.